Hi, my name's Katie Skilton. I'm a creative designer at Sizzix. Today we're going to go a little bit musical themed. We've been watching Grease, so we thought we would do some kind of Grease themed cards for any musical fans out there. So these are just some of the ones that I've made. So I'm going to do a little vlog on showing you how to make a couple of these. The sentiments have been printed on my computer, so I've just found a font that I thought would go with it and printed those off. So once I've printed them off, I've then cut them down to size. You can see I wasn't happy with that size, so that's the back because I don't like to waste. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by doing some matting and layering. So I've trimmed the cards down to size already. And then we're going to make some records, for those of you who know what records are. My little boy yesterday asked me if it was a tyre because he didn't actually know what a record was, so he thought I was making tyres. So we're just going to start with our circle framelits. Trusty circle framelits that just get used all the time for everything. So cut that one from black, and then I'm going to cut one from pink in the smaller size. Just die cut those. So what I'll do while I'm here and I've got the die cutting machine, I'm also going to add some stars to it. So what I've done is I've taken these. Now these stars are from the new Whoosh set, which are a new Chapter 3 launch. So I'm just going to pop those down there. I'm going to run it through a couple of times because it's actually going through glitter cards, so sometimes it's got a layer on it. They might just need to be have a little wiggle out because of the glitter layer on top. There we go. So we've got our stars. So that's all the die cutting. I'll pop those out the way because we're finished with those. So once you've put it together, you just want to put the records together. So I'm going to use my hole punch. I'm going to punch a hole in the centre of the pink circle there. Just add some glue. And you want to pop that one centrally there. So then I'm going to pop this one. So I'm going to do it slightly overlapping. Last one I trimmed off, but actually I might leave it like that this time. We'll just stick this to the card before we add the stars. Yeah, I quite like that one overlapping. See, last time I actually trimmed off the side of it, but I think this one I'm going to leave like that. So then the stars I'm just going to add using some 3D foam pads. I can turn them over. So again, it just gives the card some nice dimension. So we'll just add these stars kind of randomly around the record. Pop that one there, maybe one at the top. Like so. So that's our first card, so really quick and simple. I say it's about the sentiments. You can see this one's slightly different than that. The beauty of making things more than once is you start playing around with it and kind of getting different results. So that's those, and then I've got a second one here, and we're going to do this one. So using slightly smaller circles this time, that's a different size actually. Let's get the other size circle thing out. That's the one we want this time. Pop these back in there. So I'm going to cut 3 of these this time, so I'm going to take some black card. I'm also going to cut 3 smaller circles. We'll do those at the same time. one last time. Squeeze that on there. Yeah. That's all the pieces we need to make up our records. And then I want to add some hearts around it. I thought this would make a quite, I know we're nowhere near Valentine's Day, but I thought it would be quite a good Valentine's Day card. And then what I've done is the star gift, no, it's not the star gift bag. Yeah, it might be the star gift bag. The star gift bag, which again is new in chapter 3, comes with all these little elements that you can cut the actual details out of the gift bag, but I think they're really good for cards and using those little pieces of confetti and things. I'm going to use the hearts. You get the stars in there, some circles as well. Really good for just using to decorate your cards. I'm going to cut some hearts out of this one. So they're all on my plate. So pop those down there. And then again, I'm just going to do that in pink. These would be great actually to put inside a card. You could fill a card with these, and when someone opens it, they will fall out. That's there. There's a few more there. We'll just have those as well. There we go. So we'll put the big shot out of the way. Now again, on this one, I've already printed it, so I've used my computer to print out the sentiment. So I use this like typewriter type font for this one. I'll matte and layer it onto the pink. On there. And then we've got the records. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to take the smaller circles and attach those to the black. Make sure they're in the centre. Pop that on there, and then once they're dry, you just want to punch a hole again in the centre. Just make sure that's do that with all 3 of them. Yeah, we can pop these onto our card now. So if I'm doing something like this, I always do the end 2 first, so I can position them in the same place away from the edge, and then the middle one just fits perfectly in between them. Like so. Pop this one onto the card blank before we add the hearts, and it can dry instead of having to pick it up. All the hearts falling off. Just centrally pop that, and then just take some little hearts, some random little hearts. We'll just start popping them down like so. Many of these on as you want. Just space them out so you've got kind of even coverage of both colours. I'll leave it like that because I've got one here. So once you've done that, I've just added a few adhesive stones there. And you've got your other cards. We've got lots of cards here, so I'll put those up. And I also did one for any real Grease fan out there. Just use one of the alphabets, the R from one of the serif alphabet, and just pop that on. So lots of different ways. Obviously, you can use lots of different sentiments. You can mix and match. You can do it for different musicals and things. Thank you for watching. Don't forget we've got lots of inspiration over on our blog every week. We've got it on Instagram, on Facebook. Share your projects with us. We love to see what you're making. Any questions, please get in touch, and I'll see you again next week.